Today marks the 10-year anniversary of Last Team Standing. Yes, there was an update 10 years ago today, October 2nd, 2014, called Last Team Standing. And yes, it did introduce the LTS Creator Mode in GTA Online. It's often overlooked, but this underrated update is responsible for the creation of Snipers vs. Stunners and countless other LTSs that have been created by the GTA Online community. Last Team Standing came out the day after the 1-year anniversary of GTA Online, which officially launched October 1st, 2013 on the Xbox 360 and PS3 consoles. Along with the LTS creator, there were 10 Rockstar created LTS jobs added to the game, along with 3 vehicles. Unfortunately, I do not currently have access to, because those vehicles, along with nearly 200 others, are currently not available on the car websites in GTA Online, but I think they do periodically get rotated back in the game. Those 3 vehicles include 2 motorcycles, the Shih Tzu Haikuchu, which is not the same as the Haikuchu Drag, the LCC Innovation, along with the Lampadabbi Führer GT. 2 firearms were also added in the Last Team Standing update, the heavy shotgun as well as the marksman rifle, along with some new outfits at the time, masks, tops, pants, and bulletproof helmets. The namesake of this update was the Last Team Standing Creator Mode, and that's why this update's legacy carries on for a decade later, where to this very day, players can create and design original GTA jobs in a strategic and deadly mode that pits teams against one another with no second chances. The Creator Update featured new options for building even more dynamic matches across other modes, ability to add rounds to captures, Last Team Standing jobs, raise the stakes by adding rounds to Rockstar created LTS captures versus missions, back when versus missions were a thing. The force weapon setting was also added to these jobs. And Rockstar also put together a handy PDF guide, believe it or not, to help players when it came to creating LTS creations along with capture creations. And here is the LTS creation. By the way, I have the main article linked below in the description section if you want to look over all this yourself. I like the fact that Rockstar put all this effort into showing players early on whenever the Last Team Creator first launched, along with the Capture Creator, in order to help aspiring creators understand how the LTS and capture creators worked so they could eventually create amazing captures and LTSs for the rest of the Grand Theft Auto Online community to enjoy. There were also some quality of life improvements that came out a decade ago. Global synchronization for job voting screens, along with on-call matchmaking introduction. Players also had the ability now to go on call for activities like arm wrestling, which most people don't really do anymore, darts, as well as golf. And the maximum bet limit was raised from 2,500 to 10,000. In case you're curious, these are the 10 original Rockstar created LTSs that were added a decade ago. I don't know if these are still playable or if they've been rotated out of the game or vaulted. Maybe eventually Rockstar could rotate these back in just for all time's sake. The 10 Rockstar created LTSs that came out a decade ago include Alta, Del Perro Freeway, Grand Banks, Howick, Mount Josiah, Noose, Paleto Bay Tanks, Skyscraper, Storm Drain, as well as the Tatavan Truck Stop. Happy 10-year anniversary to the Last Team Standing update. Overall, it probably wasn't the best update to come out in 2014. My personal favorite is still High Life, and I did do a video on High Life and all the other updates that came out in GTA Online 10 years later back in 2014, FYI, in the year's playlist. However, the Last Team Standing update is one of the most underrated updates, and its legacy carries on a decade later in GTA Online, thanks in large part to the LTS creator introduced by Rockstar on this day 10 years ago. Your thoughts, views, and opinions regarding the Last Team Standing update, welcome as always below in the comments section.